Bayou City Reviews, coming to y'all with the little message before the reviews start. In the wake of public conversation we had on Twitter, of all places, we just want to clear up a few things. One, we're not trying to be the media. You may perceive us a certain way, but there's people who cover Houston artists in their own way, and we have the utmost respect for them. But this is what we do. We're not trying to be anyone else. If you label us, that's all on you. Other than that, we're not interested in any politics, cliques, egos. We couldn't give you a clearance rack full of dams about that. Okay, we're just trying to have an honest conversation about that stuff, about the stuff we listen to. Also, facts. If we say that someone's project is really their first project, but it's really their third, we'll apologize. But before you attack us on not having facts, please make sure you have your facts straight in regards to us.
Correct.
Anybody else?
Pretty much, man, what he said. Man, we just gonna give you our straight opinions. No politicking involved. We're not rubbing elbows on any of these cats. We don't know half of these cats. It is what it is.
I don't know any of these cats.
Yeah, we're gonna keep doing what we want to do. We keep doing positive shit. We're bringing light to the city, light to these artists, and all the other shit we really don't give a fuck about. So we're gonna keep doing it. You rather get down with us or move around. It's simple as that.
Correct. Agree with him. We're just three fans, man. We want to give a common man opinion and conversation about how shit goes off camera after three buddies hear an album. And I feel y'all too. I'm an artist, been doing it for several years. I understand, okay? But I also understand it's just opinions. Like you said, we're not any sort of official organizational media. It's three fans' opinions. I'm a fan first, and I understand y'all as the artists. So I have contributed to music as well. So I feel y'all, but just understand it's opinions. We're not hating or attacking your personal character. That's it.
Let's also make it clear that we're not just talking to the artists. We're talking about anyone who may have a problem, because we haven't really received any backlash from any artists. Okay. Anything else?
That's it, man. Just know that it's opinionated, and we're never attacking you personally, man. Just take your opinions with the rest of them you hear. That's all it is.
You got opinions about us? Cool. We're not hypocritical about it. Bayou City Reviews. You might not like it, but you better learn to love it.
Smoking purple.
Drink purple.
See, I heard that hip hop was dead out here in Texas. I guess you ain't get the memo.
Look, it's K.A. beat, man.
We bringing that real shit back. Put your cups up and let's have a toast.
Here's the good music. We probably have to force them just to distribute it. Mainstream polluted, change I refuse it. I know this shit bound to start a movement. This the new Houston. Here's the good music. We probably have to force them just to distribute it. Mainstream polluted, change I refuse it. I know this shit bound to start a movement. This the new Houston. I'm contemplating as the sweet burn. Everybody singing and dancing, now it's the streets turn. Arsonist on track, I set the spark and let the beat burn. Most niggas claiming that they hold and be the least burn. This the new Houston, better make way. This the new Houston, better make way. This the new Houston, better make way. You can't do shit but witness what's finna take place.
Harassing every bitch on Twitter, knowing that that's the closest they'll ever get. Okay, I'll tell you this, stop accusing me. If not, then I found another bitch to take your spot. David Copperfield with these hoes, make them disappear. It can happen anytime with Mr. Ricky of the year. So I gotta tell her, and I'm telling her to her face, either walk away or take it. This is my life, I made it, so either you wait or you get a replacement. K, bitch. I'm on some new shit, I'm chucking my deuces. Now let me tell you about a Lexus. Hard drop top with a caramel complexion. Soon as I hit the lot, you know a nigga had to test it. I'm gone in 3 seconds. This bitch super fast. Bumper poking out, call that thing a super ass. My other one was whack, so I got a newer class. And I put her through inspection just to see if she could pass. Is she insane or what? Riding like this is really dangerous. You got the body style that was made for us. I don't like your insides, let me change them.
What's going on, everybody? Bayou City Reviews back at you one time. Rhino, Bizzle,
Yeah.
Double. Gonna be reviewing the boy Marcus Manchild's first joint today, the Preseason. You know what year this came out? Was it 09, 10?
2010, I believe.
Okay. All right. This is his very first project that I've never heard before. So, again, y'all know the background on Marcus. So, this is our first time. Well, this is my first time hearing his very first project. So, I'm just going to hand it right on over to Birdman Bizzle.
Well, I can't give a proper review because I only listened to like maybe 5 songs, so I can't really give an official review. But from what I heard, he had a man. Look, go ahead. I can't even give. He had the real fast spit shit going on, and that's it. It's like it's that old traditional fucking mixtape going off a track that already exists, and you're supposed to wreck it. And all I remember is he was just going off fast. He really wasn't saying nothing, but I fuck your bitch and all that shit. So other than that, I really couldn't tell you. Like I said, I only listened to like 5 songs. So we're passing.
Boom.
I'm here for support. You know what I'm saying?
Of who?
I don't know. Smoking.
Double.
I remember when I first heard this, I walked away from it because someone was telling me, man, this is going to be the next big person in Houston. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Man, I can see how they say that.
Yeah.
He got a different spit. He
Yeah.
stand out and shit.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So
Definitely. But I remember still thinking to myself, like, I could see the potential there, but I wasn't ready just to crown him king of the city. But definitely somebody I was like, okay, keep my eye on. I didn't, but I could understand it. Like you said, traditional mixtape. But I walked away from this thinking to myself, like, I'm never going to be a fan of Marcus Manchild. Ever. But I'm not going to also say he's garbage on a microphone.
Right.
Because he's going to talk about exactly what I don't want to hear for a whole goddamn mixtape. But at least the problem that, if y'all remember, the problem we had with Turbo Life was you get Marcus Manchild talking about the same old, but at least he offers you some kind of bars in the preseason. Turbo Life, he offered you nothing, so that's what made it so bad and so hard to listen to. With this, for this to be his first project, well, that was known to the public, I can't be too hard about it because he gave you everything that he possibly could. He's not gonna give you any drug stuff. He's gonna give you pretty boy, I can fuck your bitch type of stuff. But he also gets creative with shit like Car She Never Had, which I do remember from this one when I first heard. I was like, that's a little different. But I don't think he went super hard on this.
Yeah.
I've heard him go harder for sure later on. But one thing I can say about this project though, he probably has one of my favorite flows out of everyone that we've covered. His double time flow
When he's really going in.
His double time flow is flawless. You understand everything he's saying. He's not just talking about some stupid ass shit. Like, he's actually putting content in the double time flow.
Like about it as well.
Flow, you can't argue it, but you're gonna have a hard time to convince me of anybody having a better flow than Manchild, even from his first fucking project.
And even a good example is on the I Keep That song. Even though that was, for all intents and purposes, a subpar Manchild verse, right? Mm-hmm. The way he spits it on that song is just right. It's just so concise and clear. And
and also, like, remember in the way I introduced Turbo Life, I was like, if you want someone who's witty, who's clever,
right?
He offers that on this. You know, he's not like gut busting hilarious, but like some of the ways he handled the girls, or he's saying that he's handling them, it's a little funny to me. You know, a little chuckle here and there.
Right.
You know, when he's telling the girl in the Deuces song, hey, I made it this far, this is my life now, if you don't like it, find a replacement. or shut up, okay, bitch. When I heard it, I was like, damn, this nigga out of line. But it was a little funny to me though. You know, he's not a stand-up comedian, but you know, he can do. But he offers you that in the damn double time flow though. Many people don't, because that's what we were saying about Rouge. Even though you have the double time flow, what are you particularly saying? Is he boring you to death with a double time flow? Absolutely not.
No,
most don't though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But just with the flow and having something to say where you don't feel like, okay, he can speak fast, so he's just showing you that he can talk fast.
Right.
He's actually rapping fast. So I can appreciate that. But this is the reason why I knew from the beginning I would never be a Manchild fan, because it's not very relatable to me, because I don't just have girls falling all over me like that. So I don't really want to hear for 75% of the album. But other than that, he offers you everything. He does it okay, you know.
Does he really offer you everything on this one?
To me, he does. I mean, I put it like this: he offered you way more than Reggie Bush and Kool-Aid did. That's why I always said that I felt like Manchild was a better rapper when you talk about Doe's beginning versus Manchild's beginning. Not to say that Manchild's rapping circles around Doe, but you pretty much get Doe is going to be a punchline rapper. Manchild's not a punchline driven rapper. He can hit you with punchlines, but he's more of a content driven rapper. To me, that's why I would put him above Doe, only because he offers you more. With Doe, you get Doe. If you can say, you know what you get from Doe, then okay. I don't think you can say that about Manchild though. You probably can, but you definitely can say that about Doe. So it's not that Manchild's leaps and bounds, but if you ask me who's more talented, I'll say Manchild, but obviously it doesn't matter because you have Doe at South by Southwest and he's on a milk carton.
Damn. No, he's in LA.
Is he?
Let me ask you a question.
Every time,
hold on.
Every time I hear anything related to him, it's about him in LA throwing a party, a pool party, or some shit, album release.
But let me ask you a question then. And this is coming off Turbo Life. Propane's Riding Slab is still getting played on the radio. Footprints on the Moon had the whole city stop and watch.
Mm-hmm.
When people think I'm so hard on Turbo Life, what the hell have you heard about Turbo Life?
Oof.
What the hell have you heard about Manchild?
If we didn't review it, I'm not sure I would have even known it was out.
And but this is my point. It's not even that we were trying to shit on him, but for a heavy hitter, it's very questionable that no one's talking about Turbo Life at all. I haven't heard shit on the radio. I haven't even heard nobody talk about Mouth Dude. I haven't heard anything. It makes me wonder, like, it's not that I don't think he's not working.
Oddly enough, I can kind of rock with the Mouth Dude song.
Fine, but it's one of those things. It was
one of the better dumb songs.
But he's still in a form of a vapor though. I don't hear about it, but you should though, because Manchild is a hard hitter. It's almost like I think Boston George eclipsed him and just overtook him as far as the face of AMG. You know, I mean, not that has anything to do with preseason, but Manchild was pushed very, very hard. It almost feels like he's not even getting the push anymore.
It's either that what you just said.
I don't know.
Or Marcus has such a big cult following that he's moved beyond having to do this and South by and all that.
He's not. Wait a minute.
Whoa.
He's not that damn big to where he don't have to do South by Southwest.
Everybody and mom and dad
not that they don't have to.
Why would you miss on that opportunity?
What the hell else is he doing for not to be at South by Southwest?
I didn't say this is what was going on. I said it's either that, like he just got completely eclipsed, or he's doing well enough with his cult core following to be able to maneuver around elsewhere and do what he needs to do.
You don't get
That's
South
it,
by
yes.
Southwest.
No, you know that.
If Lil Debbie was at South by Southwest, his ass should have been there.
If Jay and Kanye were at South by Southwest, you definitely need to be at South by Southwest. If Pro,
I
Rouge,
understand.
Doe, D-Lo was at South by Southwest, your ass supposed to be at South by Southwest. And let me ask
Do we
you
know for a
another
fact he didn't perform at South by?
I heard about everybody else.
Yeah, I didn't hear nothing.
The fact that you even have to ask that is a problem.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point.
And you brought up a good thing too.
If you even have to search for all the cards
Again,
to see if he performed,
again.
says a lot. Yeah.
I don't have a problem with how he handles his business because it's neither here nor there. But again, I don't hear anybody talking about Manchild in the city. The fact that he went to LA and
For his album release?
single release,
Single release.
it gives me almost a little flip feel because it's like I wonder if anybody in the city is really rocking with him to the point where if he falls off the face of the earth, I wonder if he can rely on the city.
Right.
This is just conversation, purposes only. I mean, but it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder because this guy was at the top of the mountain at one point.
Remember when we were talking about Turbo Life, and I guess you didn't really know so much, but I was like, good, because you said something, and I was like, oh yeah. I said at one point Marcus was that dude.
Yeah, he said he was the king of the age.
But I mean, it's
And
also,
you don't hear nothing. Now.
It's
no conversation.
It's speculation. I don't even, and I'm not even gonna sit up here and act like I just have my ear to the street.
Yeah.
But you hear about people working. You hear about people, oh man, I'm jamming this, I'm jamming that. But you don't hear anything about this dude. It doesn't bother me. It's just that since we're talking about
that is a
preseason,
super good point.
He was trying to get a logo drawn up for Turbo.
Because whenever he was getting hot, Josh Waller called me out of nowhere. He's like, man, have you heard about this dude, Marcus Manchild? And then some girl I worked with was like, oh, I went to this Marcus Manchild show. It's like, you didn't even have to have your ear to the street. It was just, Manchild was getting thrown at you by like all walks of life in Houston.
And that's why I was so critical of Turbo Life. Because when he came back out, it was like, one, it was lackluster. And two, man, come on. You've definitely gone harder than that. But anyway, to get back to the preseason, for what it is, I don't have a problem with it. It just is what it is. I can see how I could prepare for nobody really shining in the city at that time. I can see how this type of talent with the money backing you can skyrocket you to the top of the city. Based off talent alone, you might have to have a little grind. But if you're having someone like AMG behind you, I can see why he's the king of the town. Definitely. I still, well, at this time, I still think that he offers more than Doe at this particular time. But if you ask me, who would you rather listen to, Preseason or Reggie Bush and Kool-Aid? Definitely Reggie Bush and Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. But if I'm just being fair and objective, he just offers you more as an MC, than Doe does. To me. Just to me. Based off of when they first came out. Okay. Judging one versus the other. But that's why I said though, when he came out with Turbo Life, I said, I didn't even know it was called For Prince of Moon. All I said was, I want to hear Doe's new project. All I want to hear is him go in on one song and he's going to be better than Manchild because they were already one way. Yeah. But you put out Turbo Life and Doe puts out fucking Footprints on the Moon, which even though it doesn't show much growth artistically, to me, it's still a dope project. And it has him performing at fucking South by Southwest, which is one of those arguments where you can say, well, who cares if he's growing? He's at South by Southwest. Perfect. I understand. Mm-hmm. But then you have
right after coming off tour.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And so in the past 3 years, he keeps moving up and up and up on the cards at South by.
Yeah. So the argument can be made where it doesn't matter if he's growing or not because he's doing what he's supposed to do. Right on. That was never what the issue was anyway.
Yeah.
But with this though, I feel like he peaked he definitely plateaued. I don't want to see this part. Descending down the other side of the mountain. But and he hasn't done anything to me to prove that he has. But man, I'm not worried for him. But I am kind of watching him like, well, what is he gonna do next? Because Turbo Life didn't do anything for him.
Like, I had no idea his first project was gonna sound like this.
To me, this is how Marcus Manchild's always said. This is not anything different.
Man, I guess I caught him right in the middle.
You caught spaced out Manchild.
You know
Probably
what I'm saying?
spaced jams, but you definitely.
I caught him right in the middle and heard like a lot of good stuff. And then it's weird to go from his most recent and then back to this, and both of them are like. But
that's why I said that you know what you get from Manchild because he's giving you the same shit. Turbo Life is not that much different from this, content wise.
I know.
But he has some bars in here, and he actually attacks rappers. That's
the
why
only difference.
That's why I said, yo, where's the bonus tracks? I can understand you want to do Turbo Life because that's what's going to get him. That's what he's been doing. Fine. Where's the bonus tracks where you went after rappers like you did on here? Where is Caution Never Had? But other than that, man, I don't really have too much to say about this. Like, it is what it is. I remember when I first heard it, it was cool then, it's cool now, but he gets better through time. But he definitely makes his mark and becomes a worthy challenger for the throne of the city. But, representation grade?
Off this project?
Yeah.
Nope. Wouldn't be any representation. Okay. And like, it's one thing to do industry beats and tracks, stuff like that, and do your own shit to it. But to just keep everything the same and insert your own words everywhere and all that, and in the auto-tune, right? Like you said, the only difference is he actually rapped on a fair amount of these songs very well. That's the only difference. Other than that, I was done after one listen.
Yeah.
The auto-tune, the bullshit,
yeah, but
I really couldn't believe that this was his.
It's Manchild. Like, that's what I said. Like, nothing about this surprised me. Going back and
makes me feel like I've been duped.
Nah,
because I caught him at that like certain point where like everything I searched and heard and listened to, I was like, man, like he was growing and growing and growing on me, and now after these two, I'm like
I said, I feel like as an MC, he offers more than Doe. I think he's a little more versatile than Doe, but I'd rather listen to Doe. So, but I remember when I first heard it, it's the same way I'm hearing, the same way I feel now. Just like, okay, I see it, but I don't really care. It's not for me. I know exactly who this is for, you know, and it's not for me. So representation off of this, no, because there was Reggie Bush and Kool-Aid, and I'd rather that. So, grade C plus,
D.
Yeah, it's a C. I'm gonna give it a straight C. Other than that, I mean, it gets to me. He gets better, but like I said, I saw the talent, but he didn't really present it all that well. Anything else?
D. That's it.
Bayou City Reviews. Follow us on Twitter. Follow him on Twitter. Try to find him. See what he got going on.
Try to find him. Stabs.
Yeah, man. Stay active, man. Stay trying to keep up what's going on in these Houston streets. This Houston music scene, this underground scene. Help push Big Fats on the radio. Propane on the radio. Try to push these underground cats that's trying to get some radio play out here.
Yeah, that's our three. Propane, Beat King, and Big Fat.
Yeah, Beat King.
Those are the one with some joints on the radio right now. So y'all keep calling the stations and keep them boys in rotation, man.
For me, thanks as always. Those who like us, those who don't, thank you all the same. Waiting to hear something else from Manchild, man. He's an enigma to me right now. He's an enigma. But other than that, Bayou City Reviews, Marcus Manchild, Preseason.
Subscribe, comment, like, email, submit. Peace and love. Bayou City. Up out of here.
Purple.
Drinking purple.
I don't like them squares and motherfuckers suck.
Rookie of the year is the truth when I scream it. Listen to what you hear. If I said it, then I mean it. And a lot of niggas dreaming. It's time for you to wake up. Hit the snooze button, and I promise I'ma take your motto. Who wearing makeup? The house by the Lakers. Photo shoots on the daily and making your label pay up. Who said I ain't cold? I'm not, bitch. I'm freezing, and my rapping is the same. Boy, that hoe is so anemic. I said that I'm a star. Some niggas ain't believe it, but you know what mama said. Close your mouth and let them see it. But I'm trying to cherish every moment. Yeah, I go to sleep and don't wake up to the next night. And I don't remember that shit that I did last night. I do remember I dreamed of having that life. Now my